Hello out there. Got a question for you. Are you searching for a target journal to publish your latest research in? Look at it this way. You've done the hard work. You conducted your study, analyzed the data, interpreted the findings, and wrote the manuscript. The next big step is publishing it. Choosing the right journal matters. And one of the most common reasons for what editors call outright rejection or desk rejection, or basically, no, we can't publish this, isn't poor quality. It's that the study simply didn't fit the journal's aims and scope, or it isn't of interest to that journal's readers. How do you avoid that? Well, I do have a few tips on how to find the right journal for your work, and take a look or a listen. First, start with the short list, a short list. Create a list of potential journals and ask yourself a few questions while you're doing it. Which journals do you read regularly? Where do the leading authors in your field publish? Which journals appear most often in your reference list? These are usually strong indicators of a good fit. It's also a good idea to talk with your co-authors and colleagues about what they think the journal options are. And finally, if you presented your work at a conference, check whether the sponsoring society publishes its own journal. That can be a natural home for your manuscript as well. Next step, go to the databases. Search them. For example, PubMed, Web of Science, Scopus, or Google Scholar. And look for peer-reviewed journals that have published work similar to yours recently. And when you search, pay attention to the article metadata. Look for titles, authors, institutions, publication year, language, and other keywords. Those words or details help identify patterns that other investigators have used. And yes, it's absolutely okay to use an AI assistant to help you identify journals related to your topic. Traditional database searches, like I mentioned first, are essentially word matching tools. And you can miss relevant journals if your search terms didn't exactly match the language that other authors used. AI, on the other hand, can infer context from plain language instructions and interpret what you actually mean or what your intended meaning is when they search. I like to think as AI as something like Siri or Alexa, maybe closer to C-3PO or R2-D2 of Star Wars fame. A smarter tool, in other words. Check aim, scope, and audience of each journal that you find and identify a few candidates. Go directly to their websites. Read the aims and scope carefully. Make sure your study genuinely aligns with what the journal publishes. And think about the audience. Are you writing for an international readership or a regional one? Are you writing for specialists in a narrow field or a broader scientific audience? Are you looking for clinical practitioners or academic researchers? Applied research or theoretical work? The best journal is one that is indexed, peer-reviewed, well-known, and widely read by the audience you want to reach. Next, read the author guidelines carefully after selecting a journal. Don't skip this step. Read the information for authors, which tells you which types of publications or articles the journal accepts, how the manuscript should be structured, and exactly how to prepare it for submission. Many rejections and delays happen simply because the authors didn't follow the guidelines carefully. Think realistically about acceptance rates. Check the rates on the website to determine whether the journal is highly selective. Does it accept only a small percentage of submissions, or does it publish a lot of them, relatively speaking? If competition for space is intense, submitting there might not be the most efficient use of your time. Some journals publish acceptance statistics. If not, just email them to ask. If you like, you can even send a brief description of your manuscript to the editor-in-chief's office and see whether there's any interest in reviewing it even before they get it. That's a pretty common thing for people to do, more common than most people realize. Then set realistic expectations about timing. Check the times from submission to publication. It often takes 9 to 12 months. It depends on how long peer review takes, how long you take to revise the article and return it, and how soon the journal publishes accepted articles. Many journals now publish online first, which can speed things up. If the journal's open access, there will be a publication fee, and that's okay because it makes sure that people interested in your article can get the full text. It's not behind a paywall. A final word on journal rankings. Impact factor, for example, matters, but it shouldn't be your first and only consideration. Focus on finding a widely read, indexed, peer-reviewed journal whose readership matches your target audience and will be genuinely interested in your work. That's how your research makes the impact it deserves. Good luck with your search. Happy publishing. It's my take on it. Consider it and come back next time for something else. Okay? Talk to you later.